Oh, hello. I didn't see you walk in. I was just catching up on some reading. It's called War and Peace. Have you heard of it? Anyways, please, do have a seat by the fire and come along with me as I lead you through the intriguing journey of American foreign policy. We will see the evolution of policy from isolationism to containment and explore the reasons for these changes. I hope that this experience, you will see that no matter what America's foreign policy was, it was always promoting democratic ideals. First, we will hear about the origins of American foreign policy from policy scholar Dr. Aaron Hamstra. I hope you find his insights enlightening.
The policy of isolationism really started in 1796 with the farewell address of our first president, Mr. George Washington. In it, he warns Americans against permanent alliances with any portion of the foreign world. Washington believed that the United States should focus primarily on American interests.
Against the insidious wiles of foreign influence, I conjure you to believe me, fellow citizens. The jealousy of a free people ought to be constantly awake, since history and experience prove that foreign influence is one of the most baneful foes of republican government. But that jealousy, to be useful, must be impartial, else it becomes the instrument of the very influence to be avoided, instead of a defense against it. Excessive partiality for one foreign nation and excessive dislike of another cause those whom they actuate to see danger only on one side and serve to veil and even second the arts of influence on the other. Real patriots who may resist the intrigues of the favorite are liable to become suspected and odious, while its tools and dupes usurp the applause and confidence of the people to surrender their interests.
America continued their isolationist tendencies all the way through World War II. "He kept us out of war" was even a major campaign slogan for Woodrow Wilson in the 1916 presidential elections, showing how Americans prided themselves on the way that the nation stayed out of world affairs, and were disgusted by the large amount of American deaths in both World War I and World War II. However, this attitude changed with the emergence of the Cold War, or the conflict between Communist Russia and its satellite states, and the democratic countries of the Western world, primarily the United States. America was now a superpower, and President Harry S. Truman used this role to alter American foreign policy into one that made the U.S. a leader on the world stage. This change began at the Bretton Woods Conference in July of 1944. At the conference, which was held in New Hampshire, international institutes such as the World Bank and International Monetary Fund were established to help countries develop financially. These promoted capitalism and democracy in a world that was threatened by the looming impetus of communism. Further American leadership soon came with the signing of the North Atlantic Treaty on the 4th of April, 1949, in Washington, D.C. As written in the treaty itself, the parties of NATO, or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, agreed that an armed attack against one or more of them in Europe or North America shall be considered an attack against them all. Consequently, they agree that if such an armed attack occurs, each of them, in exercise of the right of individual or collective self-defense, will assist the party or parties being attacked. Individually and in concert with the other parties, such action as it deems necessary, including the use of armed force to restore and maintain the security of the North Atlantic area. This mutual defense pact standardized military procedures, strategies, and technology for its members, which basically meant that the European countries adopted the superior American methods of military. Hoorah! The philosophy adopted by both NATO and the United States during the Cold War was called containment. The policy of containment sought to prevent the spread of communism to any more countries, because if one country fell to communism, the other countries around it would also fall and create a domino effect. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, is a cartel of 12 countries, whose sole purpose is to protect their interests. The present members of OPEC consist of Algeria, Angola, Ecuador, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Libya, Nigeria, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Venezuela. Each country has the same goal, the goal to export oil and make money doing it. OPEC showed its strength and influence over the global market when it issued the oil embargo of 1973. This led to shortages worldwide and a ginormous leap in gas prices, making everyone wish they still rode horses. Today we have the Joint Chiefs of Staff who help with our country's national defense planning. They are made up of the 4 leading men in the Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps. They also have a chairman, who acts as the president, chief military advisor. There's also a non-voting chairman, vice chairman that is, on the panel. Although made up of the main military generals, they have no actual command authority over our armed forces. Under the JCS is the Joint Staff, which consists of hundreds of military officers who are in charge of coming up with contingency plans.
I hope you enjoyed our walk through American foreign policy as much as I have. See you next time. And remember, don't forget to knock.